it does help, well, for the person manufacturing the wine and for quality control. And I think that's the key, is the quality control. Having those individual regions with their own rules and regulations allows people to have confidence in the wines that they're purchasing, because it sets a certain standard. And then it also makes the winemaker have to adhere to those standards, which I think is really, really important. So
Yes.
there's consistency.
Basically, our laws are divided in table wines, IGT, DOC, and DOCG wines. It's like a pyramid.
Right.
Table wines, of course, are wines that you drink every day. They can come from anywhere in the world. You can bring something in from France or Spain and call it red wine.
Right.
And it's a vino da tavola. You drink it every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, breakfast good. nothing like a little red wine with your eggs, right?
Marsala. You see, especially when I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to whip some eggs fresh from the
Right
chickens.
from the chickens, yeah.
And then she put marsala in there, so my day in school can be nice and solid and don't get sick.
I have to try some marsala and scrambled eggs. That's a new one.
It's not scrambled eggs, it's beat up
Just
eggs
beat up eggs.
and zabaglione.
Oh, for Zavillon. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
well, I do know that. Well, that's great. That's really, really good. Do you have a favorite wine? A favorite area that you like?
Besides being opinionated about my own area,
Right.
I do love white wines. I do love Pinot Grigio. I do love Sauvignons from Italy. The reason why I like those wines so good is because you really taste the minerality in it. And maybe because I drank so much of that wine when I was younger,
Yeah.
so it stayed with me in my system, in my memory. However, I'm not biased about any wines, as you know.
Right.
I drink
Yeah.
all kinds of wines because why not?
And that's right. And of course, the one thing that we all know, especially you, Bruno's a very, very good cook, and he really is a chef. He's not. I don't think he ever did that professionally. But as far as I'm concerned, having dinner at the Cumars is like going to a fine restaurant. The one thing that we keep hearing is that Italian wines are exceptionally food friendly. Why do you think that is? What makes them food friendly?
First of all, the alcohol content is much lower than California
Right.
wines. So if we're looking at maybe between 11.5% and 13% on the average, alcohol is much less. You can drink more.
Right.
Second of all, they're not the fruit bombs like we have here in California. The acidity is higher.
Well, that's a key too. The acidity really makes it work with the food.
Acidity was mixed up with the food. And we treat wine like we treat food. When we drink wine, we eat food,
Right.
vice versa. And so we always drink it not because we want to get a buzz out of it, because
they
food
complement
goes with
each other.
the wine.
A meal without wine is really not complete, and wine without food is really not complete. I agree. I think that's really, really true. A little bit about, in recent years, Super Tuscan. The term Super Tuscan is coming to the front. Tell me a little bit about Super Tuscans.
Super Tuscan. It comes from the area of Chianti area, actually the Maremma area, which is on very close to the Adriatic coast, so kind of far away from the Chianti region. And back then, when the Chianti was the blend of the Chianti has some Malvasia and some Trebbiano in it, and the Chiantis weren't that good at that time. They were kind of very acidic wines, and quality was very poor. So in the late 60s, early 70s, they thought about, hey, why don't we add other grapes? They are non-native grapes. As an example, Cabernet Sauvignon or Merlot or Cabernet Franc, and see what happens. Well, by doing that, by using international grapes that are not native grapes, they could not have a DOC appellation or a DOC stamp or DOCG stamp. So they became kind of vino da tavola, table wines, but with the IGT, Indicazione Geografica Tipica. So that they have to use 80% of the native grapes and 20% of whatever else.
So it's basically Sangiovese plus.
Sangiovese plus.
Yeah.
Sangiovese plus.
Well,
Most of them use Merlot and Cabernet.
And with those wines, you know, some wines in Italy are made to age a long time and are not meant to be drunk. They don't even come out of a barrel for 5 years or so. Super Tuscans have that kind of holding powers. If you buy a Super Tuscan, are you expecting that you're going to sell it for at least 4 or 5 years, even though it may be or more? But it's going to be 2 or 3 years old before it's even issued, correct?
Absolutely. The difference that they applied when they developed the Super Tuscan wines, they came from big, huge tanks of whatever wood. It could be even chestnut, believe it or not. They used
Really? Chestnut?
Yeah, somewhere. And they used French barriques. So they internationalized the wines.
Okay, I see.
So with the barriques. So now you have a lot of wood.
Right.
Also, that you feel the wood, and you have the acidity of the Cabernets or other grapes that help the wine to last longer periods of time.